Welcome to this first tutorial on how to use InstantFlow. In this video, I'm going to show you first how to install the plugin properly in Blender so you can get started right away. Whether you bought InstantFlow from Blender Market, Gumroad, or ArtStation, the installation process is exactly the same and it only takes seconds. So let's jump in. After opening Blender, go to the top left corner and click on Edit and then choose Preference. This will open the Blender Preference window. Now, in the left sidebar, click on the tab called Addon. At the top right of this window, you'll see a button that says Install. Click on it. A browser will open. Now navigate to the folder where you download the plugin and click on it. To activate it, just check the box next to the plugin name. And that's it. You have successfully installed InstantFlow. If you want more information about InstantFlow, click on this documentation tab. This will open the official documentation website of InstantFlow. Here you can find every information on the plugin. If you don't see the plugin yet, press N to open the right-hand sidebar, where you'll find a new tab called InstantFlow. From here, you can access all the tools, whether you're creating cables, managing Udim, unwrapping UV, and much more. In this segment, we're diving into the InstantFlow custom cables feature. Whether you picked up the bundle on Blender Market or the standalone version on Gumroad and ArtStation, you'll get 17 ready-to-use cables profiles plus 14 extras objects for maximum flexibility. First up is the object selection section. This area groups all your selection tools in one place, making it super easy to grab what you need before creating cables, pipes, or tubes. Click this button to choose your profile or shape in the scene, after you select any object in the scene. Then, the selected object will be stored for use by the other tools of the plugin. Tip: for objects to be properly used with the plugin, they should meet the following requirements. They should be well subdivided, be perfectly aligned along the x-axis, have all transforms, scale, rotation, and location applied, and have their origin centered within the object's geometry. The Select Collection button quickly selects entire groups of related objects. Also, InstantFlow automatically creates collections when you use, for example, options like Draw Cable, Add Cables, Add Pipes, or Add Tubes. This option keeps your cables organized and lets you manage them easily when you have a lot of cable in your scene. Click the Solo Selected button if you want to isolate your chosen object by hiding everything else. Perfect for focusing on one cable without distractions. The button Hide temporarily hides the selected object in the 3D view. The object remains in the scene and can be unhidden at any time. The option Unhide reveals all objects that were hidden with the Hide button. It will quickly restore visibility and get back to your full scene. Now, let's move on to the Pets Creation section. This is where we actually draw and define the routes for cables, pipes, tubes, and catenaries in our scene. First, click Add Path. InstantFlow drops in a basic NURBS curve. You can enter Edit mode, grab the vertices, duplicate them, and shape the curve exactly how you want. Then select your object in the plugin and click on Generate. That will create fully instanced cable, ready to be tweaked with all your custom parameters. Next up, Add cables. After you've selected your object in the plugin, click on Add Cables, then simply click twice, either on one object or two separate objects, and InstantFlow creates a cable that snaps to the face normals. It's perfect for realistic cables or wires that hug your model surface. Now let's move to the Cables Properties panel. It is where you'll fine-tune exactly how your cables look and behave. The cable's length slider controls the overall length of your cable curve. Just drag the value up or down to get long or short cable. Tip: always use the Shift key to get precise control. Cables number allows you to set how many parallel cables to generate along the same path. Perfect for creating bundles or wire harnesses. Turn on random length to add subtle variations to each cable's length. This avoids that perfect robotic look and gives you a more natural, real-world feel. Use cables spacing to define the uniform gap between each parallel cable. Tweak this to keep your cables cleanly organized and avoid any unwanted overlaps. Cables lateral shifts your cables left or right. And finally, cables medial moves your cables front or back. All these options works also with individual cables. Want different control? Select Draw Cable, then click Draw on Surface if you want to draw directly on another object in the scene. InstantFlow will duplicate your chosen profile along that hand-drawn path, giving you smooth, natural-looking cables in seconds. If you want better result, you also could turn Resolution Preview, Curve Properties, or add more instance objects properties. For hanging wires or slack cables, use Add Catenaries. Select one or more objects or faces, hit the button, and InstantFlow generates realistic catenary curves, great for overhead cables or draped wiring. The Catenaries Properties panel is where you control the natural sag and spacing of hanging cables or wires in your scene. First, curve's length sets the overall length of the catenary. Turn it up for long, dramatic drapes, or down for tight, shallow hangs. Next, random length adds subtle variations to each curve's length. This randomness makes each curve unique and gives your scene a more organic feel. For multiple parallel catenaries, lateral separation shifts them left or right, and medial separation moves your catenaries forward or backward. To connect faces or objects with rigid pipes, choose Add Pipes. Whether you're in object mode or edit mode, InstantFlow will link your selections with pipe curves that follow each face's orientation perfectly. In the Pipes Properties panel, you'll find all the controls you need to configure and fine-tune your pipe instances, whether you're building industrial networks or adding architectural details. Pipes number lets you decide how many pipe instances to generate at once. Great for quickly laying out large-scale or intricate piping systems. The pipe's height slider sets the vertical height of every pipe. Use it to keep all pipes at a consistent level across your scene. Toggle on random height to add subtle height variations. This prevents uniformity and gives your pipes a more organic feel. Enable round edges to soften those sharp corners. Pipe spacing controls the distance between each pipe in a group. Adjust to pack them tightly or spread them out, whatever your design calls for. You could also control those pipes by group of creation. Simply check the global pipes properties and uncheck the group pipes properties. Now you can use the rotation function, for example. It will only affect the group. You can also apply any other parameters. And you could also control them individually when you uncheck pipes' individual properties. For tubular connections in a specific sequence, use Add Tubes. Choose the tube direction axis drop-down and pick X, Y, or Z to align the tube to your scene's layout. Click Add Tubes, then select Objects or Faces in the exact order you want the tube to follow. Confirm with Enter or a right click. InstantFlow creates a spline tube through those points. Click on Generate to add the tube. With the Tube's Properties panel, you get full control over your tube elements. Tube's number lets you decide how many tube instances to generate at once. Great for quickly laying out large networks without modeling each tube by hand. Tube's height sets the vertical length of each tube. Use it to keep all tubes at a consistent scale, or to emphasize height in your design. Random height. Enable randomness to add slight height variations. Try Tubes Rotation to rotate tubes for precise alignment or creative angles. Turn on round edges to soften sharp corners. This creates a polished, realistic appearance. Use tubes spacing to set the distance between each tube in a group. Adjust to pack them tightly or spread them out. Tweak tube straight for more straightness versus flexibility of tubes. Use tube size to stretch or squash your tubes along the X, Y, or Z axis. Add Extra lets you add connectors to your paths. First, select the cable on which you want to add your extra, then convert it to a mesh. Select your chosen extra. Hide the cable to access your curve. Then, in edit mode, subdivide your curve if it doesn't have enough vertices. Then, select the vertices where you want connectors to appear and click Add Extra. InstantFlow will instance your chosen object precisely at those points. After that, you can tweak the parameters in the object properties, such as count, relative, offset, location X, scale X, or even rotation X. Next up is the Object Properties panel, which you caught a glimpse of in the previous section. This panel provides advanced tools for transforming objects. It allows you, for example, to position, scale, or merge instances with great flexibility, ensuring the desired appearance and functionality. Use scale to adjust the overall size of your selected objects uniformly. Count defines how many instances are created along the path. Increase it for more duplicates or decrease it for fewer. Relative offset controls the spacing between each instance along the direction of transformation. Fine-tune an instance's position on the curve with location X and location Y. This is especially handy if you need an object to follow a path precisely. Great for animation too. Rotation X rotates your objects around the X-axis. Use this when you need to twist your instances just right. While scale changes size uniformly, scale X and scale Y let you stretch or squash objects on individual axes. Turn on Merge to combine overlapping vertices or adjacent instances into a single mesh. Subdivide Mesh adds extra geometry to your objects, breaking them into smaller faces. This makes curves smoother and gives you a more refined, high-quality look. Let's move on to the Curves Properties panel. This section is essential for creating smooth and precise shapes, whether you're generating realistic cables, pipes, or tubes. Turn on Stretch to have your instanced objects stretch and conform along the entire curve. Activate Bounce Clamp to limit the influence of deformation based on the bounds of instanced objects. Click Subdivide Curve to add more control points, splitting the curve into smaller segments. More points mean finer adjustments and smoother shapes. Hit Smooth Curve to automatically soften any sharp angles or irregularities. Now, let's dive into the Convert, Split, and Create sections. These sections are especially useful once you've finished creating your cables, pipes, or tubes, and want to convert them into real, editable meshes, ready for UV unwrapping, texturing, or Udim workflows. Select your instance object, then click on Convert to Mesh. This instantly transforms the instance object into an editable mesh. Select your mesh and hit Convert to Curve. This gives you full control over shape editing with curve handles. Now grab your curves, then click Generate. InstantFlow analyzes your selected curves and object profiles, and in one click, it creates fully instanced cables. Finally, in this section, select the faces you want to isolate, click the button, and InstantFlow duplicates and separates those faces into new objects. It's perfect for prepping specific areas before generating cables or pipes. To get access to Udim MAESTRO, click on UV Editing Windows. You'll get access to Udim MAESTRO in UV Editor only if you are in Edit mode. To get access to Udim MAESTRO, just click on the Udim panel in the plugin. Now, let's cover the Import/Export tools. Quick and easy asset transfer in and out of Blender. Click Import, grab your OBJ or FBX, and InstantFlow handles the rest. No fiddly setup. Just a heads up, no import properties are available. Use export to save your model as OBJ or FBX. The OBJ export has no extra options, just a clean export of your mesh. For FBX, all options are available, perfect for Substance Painter and Udim workflows. Now, let's dive into the Materials section. These tools make material setup and Udim workflows a breeze, especially when you're heading into Substance Painter. Once you've joined colored objects, hit Separate by Materials. InstantFlow splits the mesh back into pieces based on material, perfect before unwrapping or packing UV. Click Add one material to give your entire mesh a single material. Add multi-material. Assign different materials to parts of your mesh. You can join, unwrap, and still separate by material later. Need to start fresh? Remove all material, clears every material assignment in one click. Next up is the Fix Mesh section. These tools help you clean up your mesh before UVs, texturing, or exporting, so you avoid shading and export headaches. Click Face Orientation to visualize your normals. Blue faces are outward, red faces are flipped. This makes it easy to spot any faces pointing the wrong way. If you find inverted faces, hit Flip Faces to correct them all at once. No more dark patches or weird shading, just a clean mesh. Finally, use Fix Normal to recalculate normals automatically. Now, let's check out the Select and Split section. These tools speed up your UV and Udim workflow. Click Select UV Islands to instantly grab each UV island by its boundary. Use Select Udim to highlight all geometry on a single Udim tile. Tip: if it doesn't pick up in the UV editor, switch to Edit mode in the 3D viewport and click the island there. After your islands are selected with UV sync off, hit Split UVs. InstantFlow separates the selected faces. Next up is the Auto Seams section. This tool automatically lays out UV seams for you, perfect for speeding up your UV prep and getting clean islands for Udim workflows. Use the angle slider to control the edge angle threshold used for generating seams. It automatically places seams along sharp edges. Max Island defines the maximum area UV island can reach. If an island gets too big, Auto Seams will slice it into smaller sections for easier unwrapping. Need to tweak a specific area? Clear Selected Seams removes only the seams on your current selection. Want a fresh slate? Clear All Seams wipes every seam from the mesh. Now we're in the Unwrapping section. These tools help you create UV maps quickly, perfect whether you need precise control or a fast automatic solution. Hit Unwrap after placing your seams, for example, with Auto Seams. This uses Blender's standard unwrap to flatten your mesh, keeping proportions accurate and distortion low. If you need a quick UV layout without seams, use Smart UV project. It automatically splits your model into UV islands based on angles. Now that our UVs are unwrapped, let's organize them with the packing tools. This is where you optimize UV islands for best texture quality and Udim workflows. Click Pack UV to automatically arrange your islands based on scale, margin, and rotation. Adjust the Pack UV parameters to increase or decrease the space between UV islands. Hit Pack Islands to make each UV island fill its entire Udim tile. This maximizes resolution per tile. You can also adjust the Pack Islands parameters. If you want to use the Udim workflow, select all the objects you wish to include. Don't forget to display the Udim grid. Use Smart UVs project on your objects for easy unwrap. Then, step 1. UVs to Udim. It will move each group of UVs objects into its own Udim tile without packing. It's faster, letting you isolate every parts of your model into separate Udims. Step 2. Pack UVs in Udim. This step will pack islands inside each tile. Now each group sits perfectly within its Udim space. UVs to Udim packed does both steps 1 and 2 at once. It relocates and packs groups into their Udims in one click. This step could be a little bit longer. Note, this entire process occurred in real time. The speed will be improved in future updates. Okay, lastly, let's look at the moving section. This is where you reposition your UV islands across Udim tiles. Fast and precise. Grab the Udim slider and slide left or right. You'll see your selected UV islands shift instantly across the Udim grid. For exact placement, use Udim number. Click the field and type in the tile number you want. This gives you pinpoint control when you need your UVs on a specific Udim.